Masech Menahot Daf Chav Zayin Amud Aleph, 5 lines from the top, Mishnah. Hakomet me'utob me'akevet rubo. Regarding the komets, the small part is required for the big part, which means even if the small is missing, it makes the whole thing basil. Ayisaron me'utob me'akevet rubo. So to regarding the Isron of flour. Hayam me'utob me'akevet rubo. The wine and Nesachim also. If you're missing a portion, it's gone. Hashem me'utob me'akevet rubo. So to the oil. Hasod v'Hashem me'akvin zeh. The refined flour and the oil of the mincha also required. How komets v'alvana me'akvin zeh. And also the komets and the vana are also required for each other. Right, so these are all halachot teaching you that something's missing, it's considered like the whole thing is broken off. My ta'ama, why? Amar Kara Pasuk says, Melo kumso. Because as we full comments, Trezin says it twice, teaching it's required. Aisran mi yitome akivi wahami no the Isran, ma'atama, Amar Kara, misalita, shim hasra kosher pasula, learning from the word. Ayan mitome akivi the bupakacha. From the word kacha, we know the wine. Hashem mitome akivi the rubo, I know the oil. The minhad nesachim kacha, because it says kacha as well, but then minhad nesachim. Minhad naba Amar Kara, ummi shamnan, voluntary mincha, also says from the oil. Shim hasra kosher pasula, these things all required. Hashem vatzlor me akvin zeh. The wheat and the oil also are required for each other. Because it mentions the ground flour and the oil. How come levana? It means that levana and komets are required for each other. I'll call levonata. Okay, new Mishnah. The two goats of Yom Kippur. We're missing one of them. Makes the whole Avodah Pasul. They're also identical. See Masech Yoma. Shnei kifsei asid ma'akin the two lambs of Shavuot also required. Shnei lachod ma'akin the two loaves of Shavuot are required for each other. Shnei sidrei ma'akin the two sets of 6 breads of lechem panim are required for each other. Shnei bezechin ma'akin the two spoons of levona are required for each other for lechem panim. Hasidrin ma'bezechin ma'akin and the lechem panim breads are required for the spoons of levona and vice versa. Shnei minim shemin nazir, the two breads for the nazir required. Rashab shebepara, the 3 types of services required for the paraduma. The 4 types of bread for the korban todah. And the 4 species of lulav, as we know, are required for each other. You can't just shake the etrog. Shiv'ah has para the 7 sprinkles of the red para aduma sprinklings are all required for each other. Sheva has the 7 sprinklings that you sprinkle on the poles of the aron on Yom Kippur. Shal parochet or on the parochet. Shal mizbeach hazav on the golden zahav. Ma'agvin, the golden mizbeach ma'akvod are also required for each other. Shnei seri Yom Kippur ma'akvin tezeh. The goats are required for each other. Hukah from the word hukah. Shnei kivsei azeh. Shnei means the 2 lambs of Shavuot required for each other. Havaya, because it mentions the word havaya. Shtei halot havaya, also the words of the breads are havaya. Shnei sidrin hukah, right, doesn't mean havaya. Specifically means tiyu or whatever it is, or yiyu. Shnei sidrin hukah, the 2 sets of breads for the lechem panim, because of the word hukah. Shnei bezechin bezechaka, also the lagana. Hasidrin bezechin hukah, the lechem panim and the spoons for required, also from the word hukah. Shnei minim shemin nazir, the 2 types of bread for nazir. Ketiv Kenya Asir, because he says that you should do it. Shoshash Bara, Hukah, the 3 parts of the Paraduma are also Hukah. Arba'ash B'tudah, the 4th has bread for Kurban Tudah. The Itkash Nazir, because the Hakesh to Nazir. Ketiv Al Sefach Tudah Shlamav. Now more, and we said over there, Shlamav, the Arbot Shalmei Nazir includes the Nazir. Arba'ash B'tudah regarding the Nisra, also required. Ketiv Zot Tiyeh, Torah HaMatzorah, Tiyeh. Arba'ash B'tudah Lulav, Ukachtem, Lekichat Tamah, says you should take them, all 4, which means completely taking them. Amar Hanan Bar Rava. That only teaches the requirement you don't have all 4. Aval yeshlo, but if you have all 4, in ma'akim, it's okay, you don't have to take them all. Metiv of question, Amar ba'amin, and should be love, the 4 species of love. Shnai mehen osin pirot. 2 of them can produce fruit, which is the etrog and the palm tree. Ushnai mehen inosin pirot. And the hadasa and the hadas and the arava do not make fruit. Haosin pirot use the kin shnein. Those that make fruit require those that do not need fruit. Sheinosin pirot use the kin. Those that do not need fruit, do not make fruit, require the other fruit, meaning they're all chayav. You can't fulfill your obligation is altogether, teaching you that you are all required for each other. And this is the night also to Bnei Israel when they're trying to get kavra. Unless there's unity between all as one group, you also can get kapara and prayers answered. Okay, but regardless, we see that you need all 4 species. The question against Reb Chanina, where it says tonight it's machotanim. Tani lulav ben agud ben she'en ba bagud kasher b'da amer en agud kasher en kasher. So right, so it's in the machlokes tanaim whether or not they have to be tied or not. By the time the b'da, why is the b'da required? Magmar ki haki cham agdat zov. He learns from the word of Zera Shava from the word taking from the cases of the Quran Pesach, that they had to take the Ezov, tying it together. Malalan, Bagadosh, they tied it. Afghan, but that's to do with the love as be tied together. The Maran Logamariki Hamim did not have the Zera Shava. The Gemara says, Command Allah, who's according to the love, Mitzvah, for the love is Mitzvah to tie it. The Mulagado, Kasher, but we didn't tie it Kasher. Come on, who's according to Ika, but it's going to be da, La Agada, my Kasher, why would we Kasher if we didn't tie it? Ika, according to Maran, my Mitzvah, they don't Mitzvah to bundle at all. Lola Amr it's really Hachamim. ומה מצווה מצווה? משום זה כלי ומבהו because the pasuk says you shall beautify mitzvot. שבע הזאת שברה מהכבוד הזה, we said the seven spring we could require for each other. חוקה from the word חוקה. שבע הזאת שבנה הבדים, ושעל בנדח הזהב, ושעל פרוכן מהכבוד הזה, we said in the Mishnah, the seven sprinklings of the poles of the Aron and the golden Mizbeach and the Parochet are required for each other. The Yom Kippurim Ktiv Hukah because the sprinkling of Kippurim has the word Hok. The Par Kohen Mashiach, the Par Elam Davar Shazipur, the Kohen Gadol's bull, and the bull if Bati makes a mistake and they make a error and Bnei Yisrael does a sin by accident, that's the Masech Harayot. This is the Irei Avdei Chaim and also the goats for Avodah Zarah. Ketana Gebet says, Ve'asa lapar ka'asher asa lapar. We should do to the bull what he did to the other bull. Matumar was teaching you. Lechbol has teaching you to redo the sprinkling. Shim Hisera hadn't been out not lost because if you skip one of them, this doesn't count. Timran. Sheva Sheparada 7 sprinkles the Paraduma. Shasaan. Bench Lulishman, bench log Mahmoud, you did it not for the right sake or for not the right place. Peslot Brazil. Vishim Misra and the sprinklings are done into the Hechal. And the oil of the Misra, Shalom Shmalom Tzlav, you did it wrong sake, it's Pasul, Shalom Mechavonot, Kasher Bayan, directed toward the entrance, it's okay. But one second, but it says, Galei Parad, regarding the Paradama, Shalom Shman, Pislot, it's not towards the, don't for their own purpose, it's Pasul, Shalom Mechavonot, Kasher. But if they're not done towards the entrance of the Echal, that they're supposed to be, they're Kasher. Question we said before, the Mercy Damar Hizla Kasher Sira. Arabi Udahar Brans Machoket. The number it says, Mehusere Kapara. Those people who need to bring a korban after becoming the to the end of the hechal. Bishop them stay the hayaf chatat. Bemzid anush karet did on purpose the hayaf karet. Bein tzarich kumarim for sure goes without saying. Tivul yom any people tivul yom or anyone else's tamet. Tivul yom means the guy has dip still. They for sure hayav for karet for going on purpose. Utonim guys tahor. Shenachsulu ifnim machatztan went beyond boundary. The hechal kulo see anywhere in the hechal. Ba'im he gets makut. Mipeta parochet el penei kaporot b'mitav. They went inside the curtain or in front of the Aron, which is the Kodesh Kashim. They have that mitav. The Bidam that says, "Kol hechal kulo umibet laparochet barbim." Anywhere in the hechal or in the Kodesh Kashim is makot. Makot. El penei kaporot b'mitav. And in front of the hechal, in front of the Aron rather, that's when he gets put at that. Back in the Big Machoket, בהיקרא דבעלם בפסוק they have an argument. ויאמר השם משה דבר אל אהרון אחיך ואל יבוא בכל עת הקודש את בית הפרוכת על פני הכפורת אשר אל אהרון ואל ימות. Tells him, come to Aaron your brother. Don't come to the echal within the curtain in front of the Aaron, the cover. It's on the Aaron so you don't die. But not every Hamim hold. Ela kodesh b'lo yavo. There's any sword to come in front of the kodesh koshim at all. מבית לפרוכת על פני הכפורת ב'lo ימות. We're teaching you that if you come to the Aaron, you could die. The Rebbe says no. Into the Hechal or inside the Koshim is Malkut. And if you're in front of the Aron, you're Chayav Mita. Because the Magen says that you only Chayav if you approach the Aron. It's just written into the in front of the Hechal or in front of the cover. I don't need to teach me in front of the curtain. But I mean, I would learn myself. Hechal, the Chayav, you're Chayav. Anything the Hechal, you're Chayav. Mibayit the parochet for sure in the curtain chayav. Mibayit the parochet I don't know. That's why you can teach me inside the curtain. So I'm not teach you the extra punishment of mitah if you go deeper. Okay. Bidah going to bidah. Why does he argue? Because you only mentioned inside the kodesh. The log that the parochet you mentioned the curtain. How I mean I would have thought my kodesh b'mita parochet. What doesn't kodesh mean? Inside the curtain, but not the echal. But entering the actual echal does not even have any sort. He's teaching you the separate Yisrim. You can't say that. The Hechal Kula Ikar Kodesh, because the entire Hechal is Kodesh. Neymar, they have the ultimate Lachem Ben HaKodesh Ben HaKodesh HaKodeshim. Okay. The Bida, my time, couldn't be that was his reasoning. He said that the Kamar Rabban, if you want to say that what Hamim said, that if you enter the Kodesh HaKodeshim, you're Hamita, even if you didn't go to the Aron. Little Rahmana Ela Kodesh of Beta the Parochet. Why is mentioned in front of the cover? But I mean, I don't know. I would know. Mibai pero mita. If you're ready, once you enter the koine mita, el penak por the mibai. What I need to know in front of the aron, el penak por the mini chamina. The beroch kapor mita. The beroch mita. Therefore, the fact mentioned separately, it must be inside the curtain malkut in front of the aron mita. Rabbanan Chachamim, hachenami lo tzrich. It's true. You don't need to repeat it. فعايزك تروح من البراغ كبراغ بعد repeat it لمعوت درech mishu pash to include exclude someone who enters in a non-normal way. If you enter it like going underneath, you tunneled underneath the ground and you entered. That way he's not chayav. Then it says, Rabbi Lazar ben Yaakov, Al Penei HaKaporet Kadma, on top, in front of the cover, which is the east. Zebana Av Kuma Kum Shneimar Penei and El Penei Kalim. This is just general halakha that whenever the word Penei is mentioned in the pasuk, it's only referring to the eastern side. Therefore, if you don't enter through the east, you're not chayav. Rabbi David says no. Lema Kra Penei my El. Why? If that's the case, it's in Penei. Why El? Must be separately. Mashmamina El Davka must be from that. Rabbi says it El. The man El Davka and Hamim don't care about the word El. Gemara says Levidah Damar El Pekena Davka, but he's no Nami Davka. So the fact that he says oh El means specifically in front. Then what do you do about the pasuk that says you sprinkle towards the opening of the ohel? Regarding the pradama also means exact, and therefore he's the one that holds that if you don't sprinkle in front, it's pasul. For Menachot Hamim, midahatam nadav kind of hachan to over there by the kodesh kodeshim is not specific. Also, over here is not specific, and therefore, if you don't do towards the hechal, it is still kasher. Matkik to yourself is a question. The Rebidad there, because Rebidad my mide el davka, he says that the el is specifically in front. Al namid davka, so al, which is also by Yom Kippur, mentions on the cover, which should also be specifically in front. But in the second Bet Midrash, there is no aron or cover. It was hidden. Does that mean that the sprinklings will not be done at all? Of course not. It has to be. Gemara says, You get kapara for the kodesh. Anywhere where the kedusha is there, therefore a second kodesh is okay, even though there's no parochet. Rabbanan says a different answer. Have a harabnan. Really, both opinions are going to Chachamim. Second martaba, which says that the sprinkling are kasher if not towards the right direction, is where the kohen is sprinkling while standing with his back to the east and face to the west. But since his back, since he's facing the hechal, which is to his west, it's still kasher. But in the other case, it's talking about the opposite way. He's sprinkling while standing to the north and south. And since not towards the right direction, it is pasul.